These lions tackle a large giraffe, and surprisingly enough, they manage to take it down quite fast. Perhaps it may have already been injured, but usually giraffes give a much better fight than this. A pride of 6 lions surrounds a reticulated giraffe and her calf. The mother desperately tries to fight off the lions. She keeps her calf as close to her as possible and uses her powerful legs to try and kick the lions away. For a while, she manages to keep them at a safe distance until one lioness goes behind her back and out of her sight. The lioness pounces on the giraffe mother's back and claws her way up toward her neck. The shock causes the mother giraffe to try to run and shake the lioness off. As the mother runs, the baby giraffe is left untouched and becomes easy prey for one of the lions as the other lions join the chase for the mother giraffe. This giraffe is surrounded by at least 15 lions. The lions grab the giraffe's legs, but she keeps walking and dragging the lions behind her. One of the male lions has grabbed onto the giraffe and is clinging to its tail. The giraffe's weight is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. If the giraffe collapses, the game is over. It almost looks like a castle siege with the male lion attempting to scale the tower walls. The male lion releases the giraffe's tail for a few seconds to catch his breath before resuming his grip. More lions seize the giraffe's front legs, but it swings up and down to free itself. When the giraffe falls to the ground, the game is over. The giraffe put up a valiant fight, but there were simply too many lions. When the jackal in this video became too greedy and approached a carcass right next to a young male lion, the small scavenger took a beating right in front of his terrified girlfriend, but still managed to get out of there alive to tell his story to his grandkids. When a massive lion that seems to be on a diet of pasta and donuts decides to run after a quick jackal, he can barely chase the jackal, let alone catch him. The lion is clearly overweight and out of shape. He needs to join Weight Watchers as soon as possible. However, when more cows run towards the lion, the feline is startled and runs for his life. The attacked cow is in shock and seems to be having a seizure, while the other cows watch it helplessly. But at least they came to its rescue. In this video, a male lion had entered a cattle shed in the middle of the night and killed a calf. The owner of the shed was alerted by the noise and tried to save the rest of his cows by throwing a stick at the lion. Deer lions usually do not attack humans and prefer to stay away, so I guess that's why this man didn't hesitate 1 second to step outside. A male lion and a handful of females tell this crocodile to go back where it came from. The crocodile informs the lion he does not own the land and it's anybody's to hang around on. For a moment, the two argue, hurling obscenities and threats at each other, and even though the females walk away, the male lion hops onto the crocodile's back and attacks it. In this video, a lioness comes running at a small crocodile with reckless abandon and kills it in seconds. But when her sisters want a piece of the cake, she doesn't want to share any of it with them. When a huge male lion bites and pulls on a crocodile's leg on several occasions, the angry reptile turns his head and threatens the lion, which eventually lets go and walks away. The crocodile decides he's had enough and returns into the water while the other lions watch without doing a thing. For this lion, it's just a matter of time, because a pair of nomadic males has set their sights on his female. The only way for these male lions to mate is to conquer the dominant male's territory. If they succeed, they'll likely kill the cubs and the other young males he may have sired. But this old general doesn't plan to surrender. This time, he vanquishes his rivals, but eventually there will be more challenges for this Lion King. There is no such thing as retirement for this male. He must fight for his throne or be cast aside, and typically, his reign will last no longer than 2 or 3 years. Lions fight other lions for many reasons. Sometimes it's territorial, and other times it's to challenge the leader of the pride. But most of the time, it's for mating rights. You get a good idea of what I mean in this video, as 2 lions are seen going at each other's throats, when a 3rd lion almost jumps into the fight. 2 more male lions fight to the death in this video, as a female stands in the close vicinity. The lion is on top of the hippo, carving open his chest. The scene is gruesome and difficult to watch. What exactly does a group of lions think about when attacking a young hippo? A few lions can take down a Cape buffalo, so a young hippo is evidently an easier task. How does the young hippo handle the lions? In my opinion, not very well. What's surprising though is how the hippo ended up so far away from his mom and the herd. If he had not gone out on his own, this would probably not have happened. This sighting of lions killing a hippo and a calf was discovered by wildlife enthusiasts while on a safari. Unfortunately, nature is under a lot of stress during droughts. The hippo cow and her calf were most likely forced to relocate when the water hole they called home dried up. The cow appeared tired and had most likely spent a significant amount of time traveling a long distance to find an alternative water source. The lion doesn't attack the bird of prey, but for some reason, the eagle isn't able to take off. I'm thinking there's something wrong with this eagle. When a pride of lions surrounds an eagle, they fiddle around with it until the eagle seems too exhausted to move. But the bird of prey is a little surprised for the felines when they're not paying attention. The eagle takes off and saves his life in the process. This tiny lion cub spots an injured hawk on the ground, and when he gets too close, the hawk still has enough energy to scare the cubby away. We can see that she is barely alive, left on the ground to die with a broken back. Lions and spotted hyenas occupy the same ecological niche where they coexist. A review of data across several studies indicates a dietary overlap of 58.6%. Lions typically ignore spotted hyenas unless they are on a kill or are being harassed by them. However, lions can kill hyenas, though they seldom devour the competitors after killing them. When attacked by lions or dogs, striped and brown hyenas will feign death, though the spotted hyena will defend itself ferociously. If you don't want your reception hall to look like a battleground, don't invite lions and hyenas to the same wedding. These two male lions attack a lone hyena. When they both pounce on it, the onlookers make some amusing noises to drive the lions away. One of the lions pauses biting the hyena and glances up, perplexed by the commotion. The lions have more problems between themselves, arguing and fighting over their kill. I'm not sure why this heron decided to go for a swim in this lion's enclosure, but it ended up paying with his life. If I was the heron, I would have entered an enclosure with some rabbits and squirrels. Ah yes, those animals don't have enclosures at zoos. She can be seen with a dead baboon in her mouth after the chase, but when a few baboons notice her walking away, alarmed screams give her away, and the entire pride, including males, rush to her and rip the dead baboon out of her mouth and eat it in just a few seconds. Lions are not skilled at climbing trees the way leopards are, but what the lion climbs in this video can't be considered a tree. And that's why he gets to the baboon so easily, forcing him to fall to the ground to kill him. Baboons are tough, but they're not supposed to be able to challenge a lion. However, in this video, this young lion tries to assault a baboon, and the baboon chases the lion. Even when the lion comes for a second wave of attacks, the baboon stands his ground and challenges the lion. Unfortunately for the baboon, he was too ambitious, and when the rest of the pride comes running, the baboon is ambushed and has nowhere to go, and it's all over for him. The baboon is devoured alive by this lion. This is unusual behavior for lions, as they usually kill their prey before eating it, especially a small baboon.